And welcome back to Who Would Win. For the week Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win is from, unfortunately, I don't have the name in front of me right now. I'll make sure to put it in the comments or the description box tomorrow. But they had asked the question, who would win a fight, Carnage or Vegeta? And for me, this is kind of clear-cut answer, and if you know these characters have any solid reputation, you know probably the answer here too. Carnage obviously is the symbiote offspring of Venom, being stronger than Venom, but also more psychotic, bonding Cleus Cassidy. His red color comes from bonding with Cleus's blood outright. So that's where the red color comes from. I basically believe, if I'm not mistaken, he has the combined strength as like Spider-Man and Venom put together. And then like Toxin has the combined strength of Venom and Carnage combined. So it's kind of an escalation thing. But Carnage has immense regenerative capabilities, even being blown apart and still just coming back. Capable of even possessing people as long as he's in contact with them, getting inside their bloodstream. Obviously, famed for shape-shifting his hands into blades, hammers, whatever. Can move extremely fast. Is extremely reactive. Has basically all Spider-Man's abilities, too. Including creating like the gooey web shooters. In this case, what would be symbiote goo web shooter. But he's immune to the spider sense as well. He's actually more resistant, I believe, to fire than sound, and Venom's more resistant to sound than fire, if I'm not mistaken. So he's more resistant to that, I suppose, but he still has limitations to his abilities. Vegeta, is the principal of Saiyans, is one of the. I wouldn't go so far as saying he's like the co-main character along with Goku, because he's pretty much the second strongest guy on Earth at this point. As a Saiyan, he gets stronger from every battle. He's got enhanced physicality, capable of using ki to fly, shoot energy blasts. We all know this. His famed technique is the Gallic Gun and Final Flash. He is, even in the Saiyan Saga, he was a planet buster. By the time we get to Super, where he now has access to God levels of power, he is a universal level being in terms of the level of power he holds. Beer still can easily whoop his ass, but he's still a universal level being. If we want to go even further into the manga, he has access to the Ultra Ego form, which basically means the more damage he takes, the stronger he's going to get. And he even has access to instant transmission, although he's not as skilled with it as Goku is and doesn't really intend to steal his technique, as he says. And he also has the spirit control where he can kind of rip spirits, the spirit ability of someone up. That's how he was able to keep Moro at bay for a little bit. He's a highly skilled martial artist, skilled fighter, warrior, among the strongest in his universe. He is the prince of all Saiyans. And unfortunately, right there in the comment, not the prince of all Saiyans thing, but what I said earlier, he is a universal level threat. This is a guy or level of power. This is a guy who could easily go toe-to-toe with the heavier hitters of Marvel. And Carnage is not on the S tier of Marvel. He's not on the B tier. He's not on the E tier either. I mean, if you think back, if you know S tier is like, the one above all, maybe the Living Tribunal, and a couple of the other entities on that level. Galactus would probably fall in the A tier then, along with a lot of other individuals. Thanos probably falls either in the low A tier or high B tier. So Carnage, honestly, no joke. If we're talking about the overall spectrum of power, and not just like the Earth level of power, but the overall spectrum of power, Carnage is actually only like a C tier level character. If we're going by like F being the lowest. He's still dangerous, still powerful, but yeah. Now, if we're going by Earth standards, Carnage is definitely higher up on rank. He's definitely like a B level. Maybe verging on an A tier level in terms of how dangerous he actually is. But he's still not an S tier level threat. S tier level threats from Earth would be like Jean, Magneto, Apocalypse. Those are S tier level threats. Carnage could not be any of those three, I think. Magneto maybe. Just because there's nothing for Magneto really to manipulate with that guy. I don't know. That's a verse for another day. Point being is that Vegeta literally could blast his ass off the face of the planet, probably without ever having to go into a Super Saiyan form. Unfortunately. Now, there is one little thing you could suggest. Could he possess Vegeta? Well, maybe, but A, Vegeta's ki, especially if he powers up, could probably force him out of his body. And B, mind control and manipulation doesn't really work on Vegeta, as we knew from the Babidi scenario where, that's one thing a Saiyan always keeps, his pride. there's that fantastic, great scene. One of Vegeta's standout scenes. So unfortunately, this is a scenario where Carnage may try to F with Vegeta a little bit. Vegeta would just get bored, see that this guy is dangerous, and just say, "Good riddance," and then blast his ass away. So ultimately, my money's on the Big V himself. I'm going Vegeta, but that's just my opinion. What do you think of the comments below? Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll catch you folks for the next one.